Sports Podcast. We're taking the lead, analyzing the game from the rink to the field. From the ice to the turf, we'll break it down. Discussing every win and every loss in town. We'll talk about the Canucks and the Lions. We are your irrational fans. We are your irrational fans.
Welcome to episode 76 of the Hughes Sports Podcast. I am your host, of course, Jake Hughes, alongside the old man. Old man, how the hell are you doing today?
If I was any better, they'd have to make me twins, Jake.
That's
And
fair.
Can you imagine two of me running around? How fun would that be?
People already call me your twin, so I couldn't imagine what people would think if there was me, you, and your twin around. So,
Can you imagine if we were both twins? There'd be four of us.
oh god, that would be exhausting. I would feel sorry for anyone who knew us.
Huge show today, buddy.
Huge show, and let's not keep anyone, especially our guest, waiting. He is a two-time CFL All-Star, a Tom Pate Memorial Award winner, former BC Lion, former Edmonton Elk, former Saskatchewan Roughrider. He is Emmanuel, the Manny Show Arceneaux. How are you doing, sir?
Man, what's up? How are y'all doing? I'm doing fine, though.
We are great.
It is
Yeah.
awesome to have you on, Manny.
Appreciate it. Is the camera, am I showing up? Is it working on y'all side?
Oh,
You
yeah.
are live and on camera.
You're
Okay,
good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was making sure. Nah, everything fine, man. I can't complain.
How is the first couple months, I guess, of retirement treating you?
Man, it's kind of good. Building a business, growing, making relationships, working with the youth. So that's been a good part. Like, I leave next week actually to come to Vancouver. I have my third annual dryland hockey camp in Langley. So
Oh,
I'm getting
right on.
prepared. I'm getting prepared for that July 15th through the 19th, actually.
And that's in Langley, British Columbia.
Yeah, with Impact Hockey Development over there with Tim Preston and Tyler Chambers. Yeah.
Now, what does a guy from Louisiana know about hockey?
That's the part I don't have to know. But the dry land component is the agility concept that kind of ties into football and playing the wide receiver position. So it's just the same, the foundation of just athletic development. That component is what I know. But skating and shooting a puck, no, none of that.
No, not
Yeah.
your forte.
Nah, I can't help with that.
Don't worry. You're also talking to two Canadians who, if you put us on skates, we'd look like Bambi out there. So
Okay, yeah. But nah, retirement been good, man. I still watch the games, keep in touch with former teammates and guys, talking it out. But yeah, it's fun watching it and just seeing a new crop of guys make a name for themselves. I was blessed to do it for so long, but it's just interesting seeing the new faces, the new names, seeing who can be consistent and actually build them a legacy up there in the CFL.
That's cool. I as you know, I follow you on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it now.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see your tweets when you're watching a game for someone who played at such a high level like you did. So
Yeah.
keep doing that.
Yeah, I try to keep them clean too, so I don't upset nobody. So I try to give them the if I was a commentator answer. That way you're not taking jabs at people or folks figure you come off as a hater, but just talking the ins and out and the details of the game. I kind of enjoy doing that.
Nice. Jake,
Yeah.
you had some questions.
yeah. So as an alumni of Alcorn State University,
Yeah.
how did you end up playing in Canada in the CFL, the league that you made that legacy in?
So back in the day, you would make a highlight tape and send it to the Dub Center, then send them out to the Canadian team. So I got signed to the CFL off a highlight tape that I made.
Wow.
And at the time, who was it? Roy Shivers, and then brought me in until to BC because I couldn't work out. I was competing at SWAC championship that spring in Houston. So I was a two-sport athlete in college. So they signed me based off of my highlight clip from football.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
That's so
And then-
cool.
Was there a lot of adjustments that you had to make? I mean, the rule difference
Man.
from NFL to CFL are so huge. What
Man,
was that struggle with?
You don't think about that while you out there. You don't realize until it come up. Hey, man, the goalpost in front of the end zone. Or, hey, man, the end zone 20 yards. Hey, you can bat the ball out and it's the other team ball. Or the kick out rules. You don't know those rules as an American until it comes up in the game. But football is football. Your concern is how I'm going to make this team, how I'm going to make plays. And the fact that I'm a receiver, I got one job. Catch the ball, get first downs and touchdowns.
That's awesome. Oh, I seem to have hit a button.
There we go.
We're back.
Oh yeah, I'm
We're back.
still here. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, you don't get all into the rules until a situation occur in the game and coach walk you through it. And I always will say for our Americans up here, like it might sound crazy, but I might have went a whole year because I had Jock Chapdelaine as my OC in BC at the time. And Travis Lulay, Jerry Jackson, Buck Pierce. But I remember I didn't know it was 12 people and probably played a whole year up there. Like,
So
I'm like,
you have your one focus, that's it, and you're focused on that.
like I'm like, oh, it is an extra guy out there. It's spread 5 wide with a running back. And I never thought, like, okay, yeah. So for me, my biggest thing was I'm not trying to get sent home, and I'm here to play football. So the rules, I was 3, 4, 5 years in, still learning new rules.
That's awesome. Well, I know there's so many highlights of you, and probably one of my favorite is when you'd catch the ball in traffic, and you would just end up face palming a guy or just shoving him out of the way. And it was like, no, this is my space. Get out of here.
Yeah,
the strength to be able to pull that off.
Yeah, the stiff arm became my go-to, man. That was my signature. And people knew, like, hey, they better get me down before I get to them. But that physical aspect, man, and just imposing your will on your opponent is something that kind of stuck with me throughout my career because that always been my work ethic. I'm a guy that's a finisher and want to get things done, but I had to play the game with that mentality because you don't know when it's your last play and you really don't know how long you have left. Dealing with injuries, dealing with politics, that's the part you can't control. But when it comes to your work ethic and what you put into the game, you know what? When they hear Manny Arceneaux coming to town, what do we have to deal with? And I wanted to make it hard on the opposing team and the defensive coordinator.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're working with youth now. And basically before we get into what you're doing with the mad and everything, any people looking to make it up into the CFL, any sport, and in particular, as someone who's been there and done that, what is your advice to those guys?
Man, keep the main thing. Block out all the outside noise, the distractions. People telling you, you know what, you can't make it, why you want to go up there and pursue a career. Like, you got to learn to really run your own race and focus on you. Because now we go to social media or the different platforms to feel valid, to feel accepted. Who's liking this? Who's commenting on that? And I think this new wave of folks, man, let that dictate and determine how they go about life day-to-day basis. You comparing your day 1 to someone's day 100, but whatever is put on platforms is people's best. They're not going to put the retakes, the redos, the mess ups. They want to show what's perfect, and everyone in this world trying to live this perfect lifestyle, which isn't realistic. And so that would be my advice, and hold yourself accountable. Everything's not going to go your way. Some things take time, but can you really keep focused while you in that phase of waiting when they tell you to learn patience. And, some people handle it differently, but if I'm pursuing a career, that's what I know I'm going to do. Keep the main thing, and just really continue to stay focused, because it's easy to get distracted and caught up into what everyone else is doing, that you limit yourself and put yourself at a disadvantage.
Words to live by. Wow. Now, I saw a tweet out there, I think it was yesterday, it could have been a couple days ago,
Right.
that you tweeted out to I believe it was to TSN, saying, "Where's my invite?"
Oh, yeah, because, I got one of my teammates, Toby, and Sammy, that used to be with the Elks, and we do this pick 'em every week, and I'm 12-0 right now. And I was like, yeah, I'm still waiting on my invite or something to kind of get involved with the league and still be around as a former player. And one of them come in, and good luck with that. You'll be waiting forever. But to see, that's that attitude, man.
Yes.
That brings that negativity about. I don't care how long I have to wait. But my response was, no, it won't be long. And when the time is right, it's right. But in the meantime, I'm not sitting around waiting on TSN. I'm not waiting on the CFL. So when the CFL decides to reach out to me, I know that I need to be ready for that opportunity. But see, that's how quick you can get caught up in being a part of the problem instead of the solution.
Yes.
I could have responded and been like, yeah, man, the league don't look out for nobody. That's why it's not going to grow. They got the same people, just thinking of negative things for people to agree with me on. But it was like, no, the time ain't right now. And when it's time, they'll reach out. Because like I said, I played the game with integrity, man, held it up to the highest level. And it's players like me sometimes that you can say, hey, man, this is what the CFL is about. Go pull up Manny Arceneaux stats in his film, the stuff he did in the community. I brought more value off field than I did on field. So it's like I was one of those guys, but I know the opportunity will come, and you got to wait your turn. And they got people in place doing a great job on how they doing things. But at some point, it'll evolve, and they'll start reaching out to former guys that's recently exited the league. And a lot of people want to know, am I really done? Am I going to come back still this year? People always think that. When is he really done? Is he coming back to play? So sometimes that have opportunities pending because they want to confirm that I'm done.
Well, it's funny because as you were saying that, I'm like, I could think of 2 or 3 teams that could use a Manny Arceneaux in the receiving core right now.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm
done.
So now, look, I'm done so I can put my ballot in, or somebody try to vote me in for CFL Hall of Fame soon. Look, I'm trying to get my name in a ring of honor, those type things. So
how important is the Hall of Fame to a player? I know as a fans, and we call ourselves irrational fans. And that's what we are. We love the BC Lions. How important is the Hall of Fame to you?
Man, it's important when you had a Hall of Fame career. Now, everybody say they want to be a Hall of Famer, but if you didn't do Hall of Fame things, then you don't need to have your name in that conversation. But when I look up the Mervin Fernandez and Jim Young and all these guys, all these guys I didn't pass or right behind, and I'm in a conversation. When you pull up their stats and you seeing my stats or things that I accomplished, why not? You get what I'm saying? Oh. And they played in the era where they got all the targets, all the balls. Like when I was on side of G-Roy, he got all the targets. Yes. All the balls. So it's like I'm top 3 all time in BC Lions history, I think, right now. So it's like, okay, this guy had a heck of a career. He done something for BC Lions. You get what I'm saying? Oh. Then Tom Pate Award winner. Those guys was Tom Pate Award winners. So it ain't no, man, that's a long shot. He don't deserve it. And look at my body of work, all the quarterbacks I had, and I was still able to produce.
When I've been a BC Lions fan since the day I was born. I swear, I grew up about 6 blocks away from the old Empire Stadium. Remember going there, watching Jim Young. When I think of Lions receivers, there's 2 or 3 names that come up right away. It's always Jim Young, G. Roy Simon, and yourself. And then there's everybody else. there's a lot of receivers out there that played for BC that were great.
Yeah.
Not
Right.
Hall of Fame great. So
Right.
you've seen my tweets, future Hall of Famer. If not, we've got to ask why.
Why? Yeah. So you said it, like it was huge. That's like with my camp coming up. I thought about I need to reach out to Neil, man, so I can just sign me like a 1-day contract and officially retire as a BC Lion. Knowing the last time I suited up was with Edmonton, but to retire a BC Lion, I can drive down to Surrey, put it in action, make it happen, and just have a good 10, 15 minutes. If they was at practice or something, tie it all into one day, seeing former fans that's in the area. But that's something that I thought about too, man. Like I need to give them a holler, reach out to the Lions organization and be like, you know what, I'm in town. Let me go ahead and retire as a BC Lion, knowing that I'm officially done. And it's the organization that kind of built the Manny Show and
Yes.
gave me the start that I needed way back in 2009.
That's, you know what? We live out in Calgary, Jake and I. That
Yeah.
would be a road trip for Jake and I to come down. You let us know when you're doing that. Doesn't matter if it's in November, we're driving down.
Yeah, so now that's something that I want to look into, man. I think that'll be huge.
That would be.
You know what? Because, yeah, man, I just try to do everything the right way, to the best of my ability when it comes to football. And I think that would be something dope, to make it happen. I officially retire BC Lions. Like I still got my community jersey in there and everything. I need to reach out to Neil, man. I know they've been busy playing these games. I might message Jamie Terrace or Cody, one of the people upstairs, and see, can I put this into motion and make it happen? That way now it's like, you know what? I'm officially done. This feels right to me.
It would put a nice bow on that career of yours.
Yeah, so that's what I'm about to try to look into.
And it would allow fans like us to say thank you for all the memories and all the hard work you put in to put on a show for us.
Yeah, nah, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all the ones that kept me going was the fans. And that's something that never changed. I always told the fans it was about the fans, about the kids, the community, the buy-in. That's where it starts at, in the community. Then up top in the organization. Then it makes its way to the locker room. So the buy-in is the community, everybody included. It's not just the players, but I can say the community of BC, the buy-in was high. The relationships built from Victoria, Nanaimo, Kamloops, Surrey, Abbotsford, Langley, Hope. Look, you look at all these areas I done went in, talked football, did things with, man, and to still have a bit of my legacy still going on, hosting my 3rd annual camp in Langley.
That's
and
cool.
Still signing BC Lions merchandise. Like, it's huge. I might even bring my little BC Lions jersey with me up there when I come coach.
Nice.
Have to pull that out. Yeah. So
now that kind of ties into what you're doing now. So tell us, what is it that you're doing now?
So now I went and got my nonprofit, Manny Show LLC, doing performance training with athletes. Then my son started playing flag football, so I have my nonprofit, which is the MAD Squad. So MAD stands for Manny Show Athletic Development.
Nice.
And the sports teams are called the MAD Squad. So I kind of built the business right out my garage, went got the gym set up, used the grass across the street, and just started working athletic development. That way I can work with all athletes by giving them a foundation. It's not just centered around football. And I have the youth sports component going with the football, coaching flag and 7-on-7. So that's what I'm doing now. But I'm just looking to grow it. And you never know. All these folks, man, in the higher up spots might decide they want to donate a piece of land, donate a gym or something. Then they're going to help grow the MAD Squad because it's actually a nonprofit. So, God will bless me with something like that. But in the meantime, man, these kids keep me occupied. They keep me busy. They keep me so busy that I never had that moment of like, I lost football and it's over with. My transition happened right now. And I'm still in football by helping these kids. So I think what I did in the community, I got a jump start on my post-career. now is doing it from a standpoint of I'm building my own business that's going to take a little bit more time to get the clientele, to get the consistency rolling in, being able to retain clients throughout the year. But I like it because me trying to grow a business is the same as me showing up to training camp trying to make a team. I got to figure this thing out. And once you figure it out, now the ball get to rolling. And that's kind of how I look at post-football, growing my own business. Then I kind of want to probably get into coaching, get to a private school because you don't have to teach. Or some opportunities might be open in Canada. I know I'd be a great wide receiver coach and being able to help with player development. But, you just got to wait your turn for that. That's timing as well. What staff going to open up? I need to look at it and see, is that a staff I want to be a part of? What their culture like? So that's the thing with me. I'm big on structure. I'm big on accountability and just doing things the right way. So I just can't affiliate with just any and everybody. Like, I got to go basically like one where I'm appreciated, not tolerated, and I got to deal with like-minded individuals. So if I have to build what I'm doing on my own, I have no issue with that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. You should be a motivational speaker. If you put you in front of some kids at a high school, you'd hold their attention for at least an hour or two.
Man, I done spoke at a couple little spots, man, but it's just being relatable. They hear my story. It's not something that's in a book that sounds cliche and all these little quotes you can use that's spot on. It's like people can see straight through the nonsense or the little BS at times.
Yes.
So when a person know that you're being genuine, authentic, transparent, they respect that. And I think that's what it's been, my journey, my willingness to just talk to people and treat them like human beings. Sports just gave me a platform at the professional level, but I never was too busy or too big to engage with other people. Like you reaching out on Twitter to get this set up what we doing now. Like, you're never too big. And a lot of times people figure, we're not going to reach out to him. He ain't going to want to do this. He don't want to do that. But you never know until you ask.
Well,
you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I guess it's my age. I'm almost 60 now. So it's like, you know what? What's the worst thing Manny's going to say is, no, I'm too busy. Okay, move on.
Yeah. And really, I'm going to be like, man, let me see how I can make it happen. Like, I'm out there coaching the kid. I'm talking to the dad. He kind of had me behind. I walked in the house right at 8:59.
That's what you said.
Then my wife tell me, hey, man, family coming over to eat. So I'm like, oh, man, I can't tell them I can't do it because I'm like, I'm just finding out. Now they're going to be like, oh, this is what you got to expect from athletes. I didn't think Manny would be the one to do us like that, and I'm not. So I found a way to make it work anyway, so.
And we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And
really
on that note, we're not going to keep you any longer because I know your wife wants you to go and eat some dinner with the family.
Man, if it's something they left actually. So if it's things y'all want to talk about, I got a couple more minutes to talk about it.
Jake, you get more questions.
Yeah, so that's why I'm here.
I was just going to ask, like, there's so many different highlights. Was there a specific moment from your career, whether that's even looking back now, where it's like, damn, that was the time?
Oh, yeah, when I stiffed arm DeMond Washington, 2015 on that dig return from Jonathan Jennings at BC Place. When I stiffed armed him and thought I broke his neck.
Oh, no.
In 2010, I'm at Mosaic Stadium and I catch that Hail Mary from Travis Lulay. And I think that play got me my opportunity in the NFL. Or I come back, man, and I'm playing the other year in Edmonton. What I think I went over 9,000 yards or something happened. Or I had to catch in Hamilton, and it must have been like 160-something games or whatever catch it was. It's like those moments where I'm keeping the football because it's milestones, or I was just blessed because I'm like, man, if I total up all y'all receiver stats, I got more yards, catches, and touchdowns than the whole room. I'm like, that is crazy. Or it's like, how many games you played? Like, I have more touchdowns than pro games some of them guys played. But just knowing that as I was playing, I was just climbing up the ladder, passing guys. So I think these last 2 years in Edmonton really helped me realize the body of work I have, because I've never been a guy to brag. I don't walk around like I'm the man. Nobody will know what I do other than, okay, if I didn't have tattoos, the beard or something, they wouldn't assume I was a sports guy. But when people find out and they look me up, they're like, oh, Coach Manny, like, you played, like, you was a big deal up there.
You were
And I'd
the
be
man.
like, yeah, I was like, yeah, but that ain't for me to go around speaking on what I've done in the past. It's like, what am I doing now?
Yeah.
And, I think that speaks volume just on my character and me as a person. It's like, you're going to find out what I can do. Like, I got challenged in a basketball by some high school kids. So I played like 5 games today. And I feel like I didn't got in a car wreck or something. But it's like, let me show you. You talking this smack, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. So I'm always having this point to prove, and it's to the point now, like, could I play? Yeah, but I don't have that point to prove no more, because it's like all I'm doing is, man, resetting the clock, man, on moving forward life after football. Me playing again is all the selfish reasons. It's to hold off adulting and being responsible. Once you play football, man, and keep that fountain of youth going. You with the guys, you're in the locker room. You go play. Hey, man, we're going to Cactus Club. Get you some Bellinis, chicken tenders and Cajun fries, eating at Earl's, on the road, traveling, playing games. So it's like playing football gets you out of real life. You ain't thinking about mortgage coming up, these bills going, kids in school. I got to get groceries. I got to vacuum. I got to do laundry. Like, the day-to-day stuff, man, playing in Canada, you get that break. So it was like for me, a vacation. I'm like, hold on. I ain't got to do this. I ain't waking up, sun on side of me in bed, all that. It's like, man, I'm really got this huge break. And I knew, like, I'm out here like I'm finna give everything I got. I ain't got to wake up at 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. I get to sleep in, do what I got to do, man. But that's why I never took it for granted, because I'm like, my life outside this football, it's a real life I'm living. So I get to come up here and play a game. You finna get all my undivided attention. All I got to do is show up for 4.5 hours.
And
like,
you pay me?
Look, it's too easy, right? That part. So I just don't see how guys take for granted the opportunity to play a job where you work 6 months, you off 6 months. Like, you can do whatever it is you want.
Yeah. Now, you played 1 year in Saskatchewan. What year was that?
2019. I loved it out there. Look, I tell everybody, if you can play somewhere, it might need to be Saskatchewan or Winnipeg for the game day atmosphere and how the energy is in the stadiums. But SAS, hands down, the number one place.
Now, a very, very good friend of mine, Rod Peterson, wanted me to reach to when you were on to say hello from Rod. Spoke very highly of you.
Nah, man, he a good dude, man. I like him. Every Grey Cup week, anytime he done been around and set up, man, he done brought me on to share some words. And you know what? I like what he do. And he's a solid guy. And he's always been solid since I've known him over the years, whether he's telling his truth, whether he's sharing his opinions, he's just always a solid guy. And he got respect, man, from many, many, many people, especially with the platform that he has. It's just he's good at what he does.
He's come a long way. He has been down that road and back again for sure.
Yeah.
One last question.
All right.
Of all the stadiums that you have played, what's your beside we should eliminate BC Place because you played there.
BC Place, yeah.
What's your favorite stadium?
My favorite stadium, You know what? It ain't Calgary.
Yeah, I would hope not. I just gave up my
Man,
season
hey,
ticket to that.
you know
hole.
what it was? Empire Field was nice, but I can't go back to 2010. But it's like it's Saskatchewan, man. That's one of the best places to play, other than the new Winnipeg. The old Winnipeg was horrible back in the day. But now how they got that set up, it's between Winnipeg and Saskatchewan. Hamilton, it's cool, it's okay, but that'd be that East Coast trip. Ottawa, kind of in the same boat. Toronto, I can care less for, what they feel. But it's
Yep.
between going to Saskatchewan and going to Winnipeg. Because if you can go in there and punch them in the mouth and get a victory, it feels so rewarding. And it's like going into McMahon Stadium in Calgary, but it's just like, you know what? It's too old. Calgary remind me of the old Ivor Wynn when Hamilton had the other stadium.
Yes.
It's like that same feel. So
The I Never Win Stadium.
yeah, that one there. That one there. They had the dugouts back then.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
Yeah. So
Jake,
that's
you
what
probably
it
don't remember those, do you?
Yeah, I
he
do.
too young.
I'm not that young.
Look, he too young.
When you're
Yeah.
when you end up being a coach in the CFL, because I truly believe you will be,
Yeah.
remember that young guy sitting up beside you there? He will have a white and black shirt on called the Stripes. Jake has officially been brought on to the officiating team for the CFL.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Look at you.
Yeah, gonna hopefully get at least one or two games in on the sticks, doing sticks on the sidelines for a couple games this year, and hopefully grow until like you said, you got to put in the work, and when the opportunity comes calling, you answer it.
Yeah. Nah, that's dope, man. Especially getting some new blood in there, some new faces, educating them on the game. Would you also try to get a couple college games as well, just to get the reps and stuff under your belt?
That's a progression. So right now I'm just amateur football.
Okay, cool.
As it goes, you go to college.
Yeah.
College to the
Right.
league.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's tremendous right there.
Cool, Manny. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute honor to meet you, to have you on the show. You have no idea. I have been a massive Manny fan since the day you stepped on the field in BC Place. So
he has been. I just want you to know, man, he's been giddy for 2 weeks about this.
Man, nah. Look, y'all gotta have me on again. So
of course.
Just let me know, man. We can talk football.
Well, now that we've done the whole backstory and what you're doing, next time we'll have you on. We'll talk actual CFL, what's going on in the league, what you're seeing.
Oh yeah,
maybe some games upcoming, and see if you can beat the old man in his predictions.
Nobody beats the old man.
Man, I'm 12-0 right now, and I
How
know
can you be
his
12-0? I'm 15-5.
Look, when I started with them, that's what, 2 weeks of games, and I got to make my picks this week. And I'll probably be undefeated again. But that Edmonton Ottawa game, I'm kind of in the air about.
Oh, that one's your flip a coin.
Yeah, but I'm saying Edmonton should win, but I'm like, I do not.
I have changed my pick on that 3 times so far.
So you going with Edmonton then, because they playing at home, and
I am taking Edmonton.
Thompson. Right, you taking Edmonton, and who does Winnipeg have this week?
Let me pull
Winnipeg
it up.
is playing Calgary.
Okay, in Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
So y'all taking Winnipeg in Winnipeg?
I do. Yes, I have Winnipeg.
Yeah.
I have all home teams this week.
So right. Who Montreal got?
Toronto. So Toronto's going into Montreal.
Montreal gonna beat them. BC got Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
In BC.
Ooh.
Careful now.
Ooh.
Careful.
I'm going BC.
Yes.
Montreal. I'm going Winnipeg, because Calgary just lost to who? Who Calgary just lost to, or who did they beat?
The Alouettes. They just lost to.
They just lost to them. So, and they going on the road. So it ain't the same Calgary that's gonna finish in the fourth quarter because of both Levi or Henry Burris there. So Winnipeg, Zach's still hurt, right? They got Streveler. See, that's the thing, man. Streveler can beat you with your feet. I ain't worried about him in the air, but it's like, can Calgary stop that? Roster-wise, Calgary should win, but it's just something about going into Winnipeg. But Calgary known for going in there and beating them. So you know what? I'm going Calgary over Winnipeg.
What?
And then who's quarterbacking for Ottawa?
It won't be Brown because he's hurt.
Right. Well, they haven't made an official decision yet because he's still in. He practiced today under limited circumstances.
Right. And Ottawa then came in a couple times to Edmonton and won.
Yeah.
So I think this what's going to happen. I think it's going to go Ottawa back-to-back, but I'm going to go with Ottawa. I'm going to go with Ottawa the second game. That's after next week because it's a back-to-back. I'm going to pick Edmonton to get their first win. And you know what? I don't know. I might go – I'm going Calgary in Winnipeg. I'm going Montreal. I'm going to go BC. And you know what? I'm gonna go Ottawa.
Wow. So going 2-2 isn't bad, Manny.
Edmonton's coming off the bye week. Until they show me that they can finish, be disciplined, because they should be 4-0 right now.
They should. They could easily be 4-0.
Right.
We've talked about it almost every week that they find ways to lose games.
Right. So until they show me they disciplined enough to play 60 minutes of football, I'm not going to select them because they'll be up 21 points, come out at half, and Ottawa just chip away. But this Ottawa team has 2 victories this year. They know what it feel like to win, and they know what it feel like to lose. So I think that –
who they got for a quarterback? They're going to use their janitor?
Man, who they got? Crum? Who's over there?
Yeah, they got that Crum kid.
Hey, he won games last year too, though.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
And he looked good when he played.
Hey, listen. I get what you're saying. But you know what? My only one, I'm gonna take Calgary. I'm gonna go Edmonton.
I changed his mind.
Look, Calgary gonna beat Winnipeg.
So you're gonna go 3-1. That's not bad.
Yeah, that ain't bad. Just wait till your little pigs backfire on you. Sad. But
dude, I'm 15-5 this year.
You pretty decent. You up there with me. I haven't lost yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you've only picked 3 weeks.
But it's crazy though. I think I really, even from preseason on up, I think it was 2 games I didn't get right. But they told me because I didn't post it on Twitter, it don't count and backtrack. So I really lost 2 games so far. So I'm gonna keep my little 12-0. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep going back and forth because I don't know, man. It's just something about that Edmonton and Winnipeg game. Like I don't know which Winnipeg I'm gonna get.
Well, that's the problem, right?
Well, and someone in the comments here is saying that Zach is back.
I'm going Winnipeg.
Can't confirm that because I went through. I didn't see him on any injury report, so I'm gonna say that he's back at practice, not injured.
Okay, just to them knowing that he might play Winnipeg. Now with this Edmonton and Ottawa, there's some tricky. It's gonna be a low-scoring game too.
It could be one of those NFL games where it's a real exciting 7-3.
Right, it could be that, but Edmonton had dropped 2 games at home already this year?
Yeah, they're 0-4, aren't they?
Right, games they should have won. So
yeah,
hell,
yeah.
You know what? I guess I'm finna get my first 3-4 L's this week. I'm going Winnipeg, and I'm going Ottawa to upset Edmonton in Edmonton coming off a bye week.
Okay, I am going to tweet at you on Sunday.
Do it.
When I'm 4-0.
All right, that's a lot. Yo, win streak gonna stop this week. So tweet me. I get in Vancouver at 6:00 Sunday. Yeah, so once I get off the plane, I'll see all the alerts coming through.
Manny, have a great week. Enjoy Langley, and let's keep in touch. We'd love to have you back on the show again.
Oh, for sure. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All
Talk
right.
later.
No problem.
That was Emmanuel Arceneaux, and we appreciate the time.
Wow.
Almost 40 minutes of him just hanging out, shooting the poop and talking football.
I got nothing.
While the old man is speechless, let's take a time here and thank our beautiful sponsor of the show, Rangeland RV.
Hi guys, Mitch here with Rangeland RV. You might remember me from such videos as Big Mitch P, the Rockwood 1970 ESP, and even Hot Deals. But I'm here today to talk about something else. Are you having trouble seeing yourself in a new trailer this year because of the high interest rates? Well, we've got a solution for you. We are back with our 2.99% financing on all of our 2023 travel trailers and fifth wheels. On now all the way till...
For a limited time only. Limited time only?!
For a limited time only. So get on down here, take advantage of the massive savings, and get yourself inside your guys' dream RV this season. Happy camping.
Dude,
Yes,
we just had our first real commercial.
we had our first real commercial, the middle of a show. Again, thank you so much.
Three quarters of the way into the show.
Well, you're not going to interrupt Manny when he's talking to throw the commercial in. So
Now, folks, I could show you a tweet. We had Manny for 15 minutes. He had other engagements. I tried to let him go at the 20-minute mark, and he was like, nope, I'm here. Let's keep it going.
And we do appreciate it because, man, he did not have to do that. The fact that he came on and, again, just wanted to hang out and chat football. It's just a cool dude to talk with.
I could have cracked a beer and talked to that guy for hours.
He passed the beer test.
He definitely passes the beer test.
Well, now that we're 40 odd minutes plus into the show, let's talk CFL week 5?
Week 5.
Week 5. We had the Toronto Argonauts go into Saskatchewan, losing by a score of 23-30, keeping the Riders undefeated at top of the West.
Everybody was watching this game, and everybody was saying, if the Riders lose, they're done. Because, of course, Trevor Harris is gone. They didn't know who this quarterback was.
Patterson, what a guy! What a quarterback!
To come out and do what he did. I mean, I don't remember the yardage, but he performed. The Riders are real, folks.
Not even he performed. Like, yes, he performed, and we should talk about that. But under pressure in a close game, he didn't look stressed.
No,
in comparison to another young quarterback playing for the Argos in Duke.
Yeah.
Completely fell apart when the pressure came on him.
Yeah.
And they ended up putting in...
What's his name?
Arbuckle.
Arbuckle, thank you.
What a ridiculous, like, first game as a quarterback.
Well, first game in the CFL.
First pro game in the CFL.
Yeah. Riders top to bottom are looking good. Probably by far we should have asked Manny about this since he wanted to talk more. By far, probably the most surprising team this season. Yep. Montreal, we all expected Cody to do what he's doing. Yep. BC, we expected it. Winnipeg, the other surprising team going in the other direction. But in the positive, the Riders are, it's good for this freaking league to have the Riders winning.
Well, and not just good for the league, but if the Bombers are falling off, you need the Riders to come back up.
Yes.
There needs to be that, as much as I love bugging the Bomber fans and I love bugging Rider fans because it's part of the CFL atmosphere. It's good for the league for both teams, or at least one of those teams, to be winning and playing well and having exciting football.
Oh, hell
Because
yeah.
they'll come out any stadium, any time of the year to cheer on their team across Canada.
Now I'm hoping that Winnipeg can put some games together. So the Banjo Bowl
might actually mean
on
something.
Labor Day, or I guess, is the Banjo Bowl Labor Day or is it the one after?
The one after.
Yeah.
It's Labor Day Classic.
And then so much fun, but so much more fun if you have two teams performing at the top of their game, which we haven't seen in years on that side.
Yeah. For Patterson, 15 for 23, 192 yards.
So not huge.
But again, calm under pressure. 4 carries, 18 yards rushing.
Done.
Look, Saskatchewan's got AJ Ouellette. You hand that ball off to him 18 times, he's going to get you yards and touchdowns. He didn't actually end up getting a touchdown. Patterson ended up running one in, but he's able to break the game open to give Patterson the time.
Talk about stiff arms. Manny was talking about stiff arming people. That kid, man, holy! I'd hate to be a freaking defender against him.
Right?
You're going to be hurting at the end of the game.
Oh, yeah. Then we have the briefly mentioned Bombers hosting the Ottawa Redblacks, winning by a score of 16-25. Not the dominating performance I think Bomber fans were hoping for, but a win's a win.
They won. Nothing to write home about. No highlight tapes, I wouldn't think. But this was a pound and grind kind of game where both teams were running the ball, and it was a good game. It was a fun game to watch as just a pure fan, not cheering for either team. Just a fun game to watch.
Well,
I play Saskatchewan next week, which will be a fun game to watch.
Yeah. And I keep seeing this. So I'm active on the CFL Reddit, and every now and again, there's an American who posts being like, hey guys, I literally just found out about the league, or I've been watching for a few years. I just want to come on and like talk about it, but it's just fun football. Even if you don't have a team to cheer for, like you're not a diehard fan of one team, you just like football, give the CFL a chance. I'm saying this, if you like college football, if you're missing NFL right now, there's a game Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're missing your Thursday nighters? Cool. You're covered on TSN or CFL Plus if you're down in the States. You're missing your Sunday night games? Cool. CFL's got you on TSN or the CFL Plus.
Yes. Charlie, welcome back, buddy. He says, hell, Bombers actually won a ground game? Yeah, they did, right? It was a good, fun game to watch again. It was entertaining.
330 yards rushing between the two teams.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. For a game that only had 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns.
So. Yeah.
Anything else to talk about in the Red Black Bombers game?
Nope.
Moving on, my computer is doing weird things. We're gonna hope it doesn't fault here.
You want me to?
If you can click on the stamps and L's, I want to click as few buttons as possible right now.
Yeah.
We had the stamps going into the Alouettes in Montreal and losing by a score of 26-30. And boy, is that score not accurate of how the game was.
No, not at all.
Just looking at it, 466 yards to 278 net offense in favor of Montreal. The fact that Montreal didn't put up another 10 to 20 points is shocking.
Yes.
Shocking.
Yeah. It was one of those where you go, if you hadn't watched the game, you'd probably like, oh, I bet you that was a close game. No, it wasn't.
I mean, the fact that Calgary had the lead for most of the game doesn't make sense.
No, it was one of those games where you watched it and you kind of just ended up scratching your head going, how?
And is at this point I want to bring up, for the first time in at least 3 weeks, if not 4, there was not a walk-off field goal winning walk-off field goal
Yeah,
in
none.
the CFL.
Not one.
Because the next game we'll talk about, I think we'll talk about a little bit more in depth, is the BC Lions decimating the Hamilton Tiger Cats by a score of 44-28.
And let's face it, this game could have been 60-10. I just picked a number. BC let off the gas in the second half totally.
Well, I think Vernon Adams threw 3 touchdowns in the first half.
In the first quarter? What are you talking about?
No, he threw 2 in the first quarter, 1 at the very beginning of the second.
Okay. It was insanity. I mean, they came out literally to prove a point, I think. I'm not really sure. But holy, talk about bringing the hammer down in Hammertown. It was, as a pure BC Lions fan, I loved watching it. As a pure football fan, it probably wasn't the best game of the week.
Oh, probably not. But it had the excitement of McInnes having a 200-yard first half.
Some of the catches that kid is making is insane.
We are going to have Manny back on the show, and that's something I want to talk about with him, is a receiver that's playing as well as he is. Let's talk about it. Let's just tell me your opinions on him.
Dude, you just said we're going to have Manny Arceneaux back on the show. Like it was nothing.
We are.
Think about this. What show number are we on? 76?
76.
If I would have told you 70 episodes ago, 70 weeks ago, that we would have Manny Arceneaux, Harmon,
Matt Sakaris,
Rod
Peterson. I would believe one of them. I'd be like, yeah, okay, you'll get one out of those 4.
It's just, and we forgot Rod Peterson, but we knew we would have Rod Peterson.
I said Rod Peterson.
Yes, it's amazing to me. Carry on. Sorry, squirrel.
Staying on focus here. Vernon Adams Jr. is in pursuit of BC Lions and CFL history. Adams Jr. is on pace for the second most all-time passing yards behind Doug Flutie at 6,619 in 1991 with the Lions. If he continues his offensive output at the same pace, he would end the 2024 season with 6,307 yards.
And how much did he be in 91? Who was
6,619. Doug Flutie.
6,619.
Yeah.
And Adams is on for 6,300.
Yeah, I was on pace for 6,300.
So he's getting close. That record could fall.
Four quarterbacks that have broken that record. Flutie is obviously one of them. Can you name the other 3? None of them. I don't think none of them are live.
So it's Flutie.
Yep.
Lule? No.
Nope.
Was it Bo?
Nope.
Good. Jeez. How far back do I got to go? Give me some years.
It does not tell me years.
Oh.
I can tell you one is in, I think, the 80s.
You think the 80s.
The other one is late 80s, early 90s. The other one is the early 2000s.
So it's Flutie?
Yep.
Lule? No. Who was it?
No. Anthony Calvillo.
Yeah.
Kent Austin.
Oh, okay.
And David Archer, who I just had to look up because I've never heard this name before.
David Archer would have been like 70s? I'm going to say the 70s.
Nope.
When?
Late 80s.
Really?
Late 80s.
Who did he play for?
I'm just looking this up here. Let me.
Charlie, that's a good guess. Charlie guessed Tommy Clements. That's a good guess.
The Ottawa Roughriders in 1996, the Edmonton Eskimos in 1998.
Wow. I can honestly say, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but I don't remember him. I'm old. I'm forgetful.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking through because it doesn't have all his stats. Because he
Yeah.
has a lot more stats in the NFL.
Okay. So,
But
he's on pace to do some big things out there.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting at.
correct. Just
Good enough.
an insane pace. And there's not a team that seems to be coming close to stopping him.
They can't stop him.
And again, something I wish we had kind of dove into with Manny, is that a symptom of he's a really great quarterback, but he's always been a really great quarterback? Is it a look how many options he's surrounded by in BC,
Yes.
right? Sorry, as I cough. You've got McInnes. You've got my brain is going completely blank. You've got Hollins. You've got Berryhill. You've got Javon Catoy. You've got Aberhart. Plus, you've also got Stanback, who apparently can run out of the backfield and catch freaking go routes like no other.
That one where he came up the middle, I think it was the first touchdown.
And untouched.
And it was funny because I was driving home from work, so I had it on the radio for that first touchdown. And I loved it. I wish I could have the radio announcers instead of TSN, but I tried to sync them and no, you can't. There's a delay. So anyway, the excitement in their voices, it takes me back to when I used to lay in front of the radio and listen to CFL games.
Well, it's the reason why, like, pivoting to hockey, because that's more my sport than football is a lot of the time. But the reason why everyone loves Jim Shorthouse and loved Houston when he was calling games, they're homers. They're paid to be more excited when the Canucks score. Do they still get excited when another team scores? Of course.
But not to the same degree.
If anyone watch Euros or CONCACAF or the Copa America, and watch the home team's announcers on a goal versus the away team. They still get excited, super excited. But the holding of everything, you miss out on that by having a national broadcaster like the CFL does with the TSN.
Exactly.
But it's just we got off on a sidetrack there. The Lions just played a complete game in the first half.
And then they coasted to the victory. And that's really, it's kind of one of those, is that a good thing that you're coasting in the second half? Well, you did. And we still won. So
you scored 10 points. You scored 10 points in the second half.
Yep.
And even if you scored 0, you still would have won the game.
It's insane. It's literally, So good on the Lions. Big test for the Lions coming up this week. Probably their first real big test that they've had. Everybody's like, oh yeah, but they lost to Toronto. It was they weren't ready. Whatever. It was one of those weeks for them.
And I think that might have. I think that also might have woken up the team.
Yes.
Let's not counteract that. Oh, they lost the Argos. Yeah, they did, and then they woke up and they've gone on 4 straight.
Yeah, exactly. So, and next week they play the Watermelon Smash game.
It is the Watermelon Smash game at
BC Place. Opened up the top bowl already.
Did they? I was just about to look that up.
Yep, opened up the top bowl already, and of course, Rider fans are all BC has to do is bring in big names or the Riders to fill the place. Shut up.
Yeah, Where were you guys last year and the year before that? Yeah, when your team's doing good, you guys chirp a lot. However, we've already basically gone through this, but we haven't gotten to the segment of it. So, Old Man, are you ready for everyone's favorite segment of the week?
Are we going to do your power rankings first?
No, we'll either do those after or wrap up because I'm not too sure my computer can handle everything I need to do that.
Oh, you could let's just post your rankings then.
We'll post the rankings on social medias after the show, but let's jump into it.
It's time for the old man predictions. How well did he do? Do-do-da, do-dee-do.
That is right, everyone. It is time for the old man predicts how well did he do? Do-dee-da, do-dee-do. And this week, we had an even split, 2 wins, 2 losses, bringing a total record of 15-5, which is a great record on the year. However, a 2-3 in weeks predicted correctly.
We talked. The reason I stick my tongue out for those not watching is because we talked about this off air and how unfair the 2-3 prediction thing is. It should just be 15-5 because that looks pretty darn good. Even Manny Arceneaux, who's played the game for and a future Hall of Famer, said, "Oh, you're pretty good too." Yeah, he did. That's what he said. I'm sticking to it.
So let's go through this again, even though we already did it earlier in the show. We have the Argonauts taking on the Alouettes in Montreal tomorrow at 4:30 Pacific time. Who are we taking?
I am taking the Alouettes, just like 89% of the fans.
Oof. Then we head on Friday to Winnipeg, where the Stampeders and the Bombers are both looking to right a very not happy ship into victory land.
Well, the Bombers are coming off a win.
1 win in 5 weeks. I'm sure they're happy.
Yeah. If Zach's back, I'm giving it to the Bombers, just like 70% of the fans out there are.
And then, as discussed, the Roughriders come into BC in Vancouver. The last time Vancouver will play at home until August to take on the Lions.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Interesting. This one surprises me. 73% picked the Lions, 27 the Riders. I thought this would be a closer pick, especially with as many Rider fans as there is on CFL Pick'em all the time.
However, I do think that even though the Rider fans love to chirp and they love to talk, they also, just like any sports fan, they love to win more than they can pick their own team.
See, that's where and that's where Rod really nailed it when he called me the irrational fan, which he brought up on his show the other day. He called me the irrational fan for a reason because I could never not pick the Lions. Yeah, you look at my picks; it's always the Lions.
We could be having the worst season, and I could still see the bright spot in one player and be like, he could go off and score 5 touchdowns on his own.
We're down by 20. It's 10 minutes left. 5 minutes left. 2-0. Damn. Can we? We could do onside kickoff, and then we could kick a field goal.
I can't remember what week it was, but there was a game where it came down to the last drive, and I was like, or it was the second to last drive, and I was like, if they score quick here, and they kick a short field goal and recover it, they have a chance. And my girlfriend looks at me and is like, yeah, okay. 2 plays later, they're scoring.
Yes.
They line up for the short kick and they get it. And then she's like, oh my God, they have a chance. I'm like, I told you there's always a chance in the CFL.
Charlie, don't be calling Rod a knob. Rod is a very, very dear friend of mine. And
he said sometimes.
No, he's never a knob.
I think if you talk to Rod himself, old Rod would have called Rob now would call Rod a knob.
No, he's a good man. Anyway, last game of the week.
So, sorry, just to confirm, you are taking the Lions.
Yeah.
The last game of the week, we have the Ottawa Redblacks taking on the Edmonton Elks. And I have a feeling I should get a graphic ready for this one.
Get a graphic ready for this one, because literally I have gone back and forth 3 times. I originally picked the Elks, then I changed it back to the Red Blacks, and then I changed it back to the Elks. I'm leaving it with the Elks. I'm going with the fans' choice. 72% of the fans think the Elks are going to win. Yeah, I think it's a coin toss.
I'm thinking it's way closer than that.
Yeah, I've got the victory by 3 points only. I think it's going to be a walk-off field goal.
I could see that.
It could be like a 17-14 game, 20-17, something like that. It's going to be close. It's going to be low scoring, like Manny mentioned, and I think the Elks pull it out and get their first win of the season.
Wow, it's a big prediction.
There we go.
Week 5, Old Man Predicts. We have the Alouettes, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, the BC Lions, and of course, the Edmonton Elks getting their
Take it to the bank.
Is there anything else we want to talk on about anything sports related? The Canucks have been very quiet this week. There hasn't been a lot of NHL news in general, so
No, they're taking
nothing to talk about there.
Month or so off. Besides the fact I want to thank Manny Arceneaux one more time. I know we're going on and on. We're being fanboys, but that's what we do. We're irrational fans. When we have someone who, especially myself, who's followed that guy's career from the moment when I say the moment he stepped on the field, I remember him. I mean, the guy's been a superstar. So thanks, Manny. You're the best. We will have you back on. Guaranteed.
Yes, I appreciate you taking the time to carve out of your very busy day to jump on and ignore family for us to just talk football and talk your career and what you're doing now. It was amazing and great to hear from you. However, that is the show for this week. We will be back here next week, same bat time, same bat channel.
You can't say that. That's probably copyrighted.
I don't think so. I think it's old enough now. I know.
I don't think it. I think you're in copyright infringement.
I'm definitely in gimmick infringement.
You're going to lose your job of closing the show if you keep this shit up.
Well, you can't fire me. I'm the host. You're the co-host. So, you beautiful people, have yourselves a wonderful week. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all at HSP_pod. We love and appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that like button. Comment down below what your favorite moment of Manny Arceneaux's career has been. And we will see you folks next week. Mwah.